Afternoon, everybody. Clint Endersby with the monthly report for Pro Stock for June. This month we saw in the market, we saw our numbers pretty stable, somewhere just around the 300 to 400 each week. We had a little bit of a spike last week in our second to last market in June. There we had just over 500 cattle, but that was just sort of one out of the box. Prices have been very stable and pretty good. We saw a bit of a spike there early in the month, and they've been the same levels since then. If we're into them, the bulls, not as many bulls around this month, but the few that we have had, they've been very strong, and as I've said the last few times, they've been pretty stable for probably going on 7 or 8 months now. But the best of the bulls, they were $4 to $4.30 or 40, and that's lasted through all the sales. In our cow run, obviously going through the winter now, we've probably been lacking a little bit of weight and probably a little bit of condition in the cows. Everything's starting to look a little bit wintry. We've had a few supplementary fed cows over towards the middle of the month. They definitely get a bit of a premium just with yield and condition wise. But if you still got good cows, the best of the cows pretty much out of all the sales have sort of topped out at between 420 to 430. A few cows in the last sale this week have just made a little bit more than that and just into the mid-30s. The second run of cows have been stable as well, but probably a little bit more price fluctuation there. Early in the month, the best of the cows there were sort of that second run with sort of $3.60, $3.70. They've found a few legs in the last couple of sales, and now they're sort of making more like $3.80 to nearly $4. Probably just due to a bit of lack of weight coming through all the sale, and just starting to the process is just probably dropping into that next grade, just chasing weight and a bit of condition. Store cows, if they go to the processors, they're sort of $3 to $3.30 or 40. If you get a run of feeder type cows, they can make more like $3.50 to $3.60 or 70, very consistent the whole time. The trade cattle, they haven't changed much. Your good heavy trade cattle, they've been anywhere from $4.60 through to $5. Again, pretty consistent through the whole month. If you get into the feeders, that's probably where we see the biggest improvement as the month's gone on. We're just starting to lack a little bit of weight in the feeders, and find those genuine 400 to 500 kilo feeders with a bit of breeding has been pretty tough. So early in the month, the steers, a good Angus steer would make $5.20 to $5.30. The last sale this week, we've seen them out to $5.80. That's just consistent with what's going on through the rest of the country at the moment, I suppose. But yeah, they've been, especially that Angus feeder at 400 kilo plus, he's been the biggest improver this month. Your coloured feeders and your heifers, also again, a lot of those heifers now, if they've got any sort of breeding or type about them, they're $4.80 to $5.50 or 60. Again, a good improvement there. Our little cattle going back to the paddock, they're just getting hard to find, and obviously with a bit of feed growing on that, we're getting a fair few more orders for those little cattle. So market's been strong. We expect it to probably stay that way for another couple of months. I'd be thinking, just while numbers are back. There is a few numbers in the north, and they'll start to come at some stage, but they continue to keep getting a pretty good season up there, and while it's staying wet, they're just coming out very slowly. There's been no big rush, so just at the moment, everything's looking pretty stable and pretty good for the next sort of month, 6 weeks. A few other things around the place, obviously seasonal wise, especially here on the Fleurieu through the Adelaide Hills. It's been very wet, especially the end of this month. With the last week here, it's been it's had anywhere between sort of 60 to 100 mils, more in places. So yeah, it's really started to fill up a few dams, which has been very pleasing. Some of them have been dry for a while, and good to put a bit of water in the bank there going forward. We have seen a few cattle just start to come through the market here, just showing up, just a little bit of sort of ryegrass staggers or sort of a bit of preg tox sort of thing. Probably some of the cattle, the feed might be just going through them a bit. Be a pretty handy practice if you got cattle coming to the market. Maybe try and leave them on hay right up until the truck gets there, just to keep a bit of dry tucker in their bellies. Just lets them get through the next couple of days with their curfew and that, and just keeps them in a bit better order, and presents them better the next day too if they're a bit fuller, because they do empty out pretty well this time of year, obviously with a bit of short green pick and not much else. So if we can, try and keep them on a bit of dry feed right up until the trucks get there. It definitely doesn't hurt them. So apart from that, that's about us for this month. We'll, as I said, we think our numbers will be back through the markets over the next couple of months. It's always pretty hard through the winter to try and drum a few up, but the prices the way they are, if you got any excess, I'd definitely be I'd be cleaning anything up that doesn't need to be there, that's for sure, because the job's pretty good at the moment. So anyway, we'll see you next month. Thanks.